everybody, welcome to my channel. This is my family room. I'm so excited about the way it turned out this year. I'm going to back up a little bit so you can see the whole room. So I'll start from, this is from the view from the kitchen into the family room. And I thought I would share some things I've done in here and some tips and tricks along the way. So I'll start off with this little sitting area that I have here, almost like a keeping room. I've always wanted a keeping room. I actually have plans on how to make the kitchen nook a keeping room one day. Future plans. So in the little nook right here, if you have a place like this behind your sofa where you could put a table, I like using these two chairs right here. And all I did was chalk paint these. I believe this is folk art sheepskin. It's the beige, like a beigey white, a creamy white, and I really like these. Super simple, one of my very first chalk painting projects, and they've held up really well. I distress them, and I tend to do that when I chalk paint. I go ahead and put a little bit of distressing, so that way if they do get nicked, it's not noticeable, it just kind of blends in. But everybody comes in when I'm cooking, when I'm in the kitchen, when we're visiting, we have company. When Dawson comes in from school, he'll sit his backpack here and sit down and talk. Like, this is a great little conversation area. So it's a really convenient way, and you know, a good use of space, a really good use of your space behind your couch. And so this is not always how I've had my family room set up, but I like it because it creates this little nook area right here. So I'll go in and I'll show you. I guess I should mention these tables. These tables are an interesting story because the metal part was black and I bought them on Amazon for around $20. And it did not have the bottom piece, and then the top piece that came with it was not real wood. It had a really thin piece of MDF. It kind of has an inset between the two metal bars on the top that you can't see. So we popped that off, and I bought that metal stand knowing, and it was a coffee table, I bought it knowing I was going to convert it into something else. So then we measured the top, and Bill cut out the wood and framed it and made our top piece and our bottom piece. They're both removable. And then I just took some Annie Sloan chalk paint in her French gray, whatever her gray color is. It's not the green gray though, it's the true gray. I took it and I just made a wash, and I just, you know, kind of toned down the wood. And then I also put several coats of clear varnish on that to seal it, because I knew it would get quite a bit of wear and tear from drinks and things on it. And we've had this for a few years now, and we've enjoyed those. And then my lamps are from Hobby Lobby from a while back. I'm pretty sure I bought those on clearance, or at least some of them did. Luckily, not lucky that they were broken, but lucky that I was able to replace them. And then we've also had to glue them back together from when the cat or the dog or someone has always manages to knock them off. So yeah, it's real life around here. So this wall is my word wall. I try to contain all my words in this room, especially onto one wall. I wish I had time to stick my flowers back in. Some of my flowers are missing from this. I used them in another project and I haven't made it back. So I had two more of these stuck in there, but in burgundy, and it really added a pretty color. So I'm gonna get a little bit closer because the color is much more true when I zoom in a little bit. These pumpkins have been some of my favorites this year. I've used those on quite a few things. And then most of these signs I think I got on Michael's. One was a gift. I think the Party of Three came from Hobby Lobby. And then these little pictures like this, I actually printed those off. I purchased those from Etsy. I shop on Etsy. I do try to shop on Etsy for several reasons, because it's small business and because the different stores there are small businesses, but also because it's just so creative and unique. And I do like for my home to feel different. I don't mind having some things that other people have, but I really like to have that creativity of it being different and unique. So on this wall, we built these shutters ourselves using, I believe the strips of wood come in packs of 6. I don't know if they're called lath, but they're very thin, they're very rough, but they're inexpensive, and I knew for this project I wanted it to be rustic. I wanted it to be large because this wall, I'll back up so you can see, the ceilings in this room are 9 feet over there, but for the rest of it, the vaulted ceiling is probably 18 or 19 feet tall. So I needed something with quite a big scale. And so that's why we did that, to fill up this wall. My artwork is new, haven't had it that long. I got it off of Lowe's.com. Some of the best colors are tucked in behind the pictures. Beautiful coloring. I love the greens this year. I'm really into the green. It's got the different blues and the teals, the turquoise, which is my favorite color, and red. Turquoise and red, those are my favorite colors. And no matter if they go in style or out of style, they're always my favorite colors. So my philosophy is, if you love something, you can make it work in your space. It doesn't have to be necessarily what people are saying, is the hot color. But one color that is very popular right now is green, and that's exciting to me because I've always had at least one green room in my home. And right now it's in Bill's bathroom, one of the downstairs bathrooms, and it's Cascade Green, and I'm loving it. But I have several sample greens picked out from Sherwin-Williams that I'm going to pick one of those to go on the front door, I believe. I believe I'm going to go from Cloudburst, which is a turquoise, dark turquoise, to a green color. That's the plan. We'll see if that happens. If not, I'm going to go with a dark gray like pewter tankard. Maybe, can't remember what color peppercorn is, but it seems like that's one of the ones. It might be more blue, so maybe not that one, but probably something in the neighborhood of pewter tankard, but something that's a really dark gray. I'm leaning towards that too, if I don't go with the green. So on that table, this table, I think Bill bought this table for me. I think he got it maybe at Hobby Lobby, because he heard me say one time that there's a table that I like there, but I did put a white wash on it because I felt like it was too much gray because it was blending into the wall. So I just took some chalk paint and watered it down. So on this side of the room where I have the big picture that I did get from Lowe's.com, I styled it, and down at the bottom, I have this really pretty screen artwork, and I hang it up sometimes, but for now I have it tucked down in there. I just kind of like to fill in that void. And then I've got pillows stuck in too, and I haven't really changed those out to fall pillows, and I might do that, but I'm kind of running out of time at this point. So to go along with my other picture, I printed off Etsy. This picture came from there too, and it's really pretty. It's got such pretty colors. It's got the orange and the green, which I was really focusing on. I started adding last year, and then I just added to it this year. These pillows on these benches that I dry brushed, I did just a really simple dry brush technique, just dipping your paintbrush in your paint and wiping some off, and then brushing it across till you get the as much color as you want, and then that allows whatever colors underneath to come through. So that was the technique I did on these. I am planning on painting these white, I believe. That's going to happen between now and Christmas. This is on the list of things to get done. So my pillows, the orange are just covers, and I got those from Amazon. The white, creamy white ones are from TJ Maxx. So I think I've had those a year or two. The big fluffy ones that look like kind of boho chic, those are TJ Maxx. And then the black and white ones came from Bed Bath & Beyond, and they are down-filled, but they were on clearance, and that's why I went ahead and ordered them, because I knew I could use those inserts, because it does unzip where I can take those out and use them if I get tired of the buffalo plaid. But I really like the buffalo plaid at this time of the year as I start bringing in those colors for Halloween. And from this view, I hope the colors are showing up good, because it's just hard to film. indoors. So this coffee table was such a great find, and I got it on Facebook Marketplace. Someone had bought it and they were going to get rid of it. It still had the tag on it. They decided they didn't like it for some reason. So I have not painted it or anything. It's kind of a bronzy gold tarnished color, which is probably why I like it as much as I do, because I don't want the shiny brass. That's just not my style. And then my tray is from TJ Maxx. I've had it for a while. I moved it down here just for this time of the year. Over here, I have a little pumpkin sitting on a wreath that happened to have some lavender tucked in, and I thought that was a pretty combination. My couch is very vintage. I've had it since we built our home, so it's more than 20 years old, but it was real leather, so it's aged beautifully. Between raising a teenager at this point and a cat and a dog and all the other family members and friends, it has really held up. And I liked it because it was a camelback. And then I think this is leather, but you know, it's got a pattern on it that's kind of cool too, like an alligator type pattern, but it's not alligator. So over here, I just have these pillow covers. They're from Amazon too, and I had it fixed, and then the puppy dog, of course, came in, so my chop to make it look professional. So over here, I have, I'll show you this side first. So the big cabinet hides the television, and that thing is massive. It's probably it's at least 8 feet tall. And I have a similar picture. It's a little bit different, which was cool. It's the same flowers and colors, but it's a little bit different design. I like the way the artist did that. And if I can find where I wrote that down, I'll put it in the link below the video. Over here, I have another boho pillow from TJ Maxx, and then the other pillows are the same. So I'm going to pan back. Such a hard time of the day to get really true colors, but it's look pretty close. The pictures on the walls are a little bit off because the walls seem darker to me than what they really are. The paint color in this room is Requisite Gray by Sherwin-Williams, and it's a good mid-tone color if you like a darker color. And it's been here for a few years now, but I'm thinking about changing it to go along with my kitchen color, which is Worldly Gray, which is more beige gray. You know, it's a greige color. I like it as it's got some color, but it's not super dark. Another color I'm really loving right now is Aesthetic White. It's a beige gray color too, but it's very light, hence the name Aesthetic White. So I'm leaning towards that. But there's a view of how the other rooms coordinate with this room. And on this wall, I have a relatively new bookcase that I found on Lowes.com also. And I really like the finish of the wood. It looks like it's kind of been given a wash. And then this metal worked really well with, spin you around slowly, my little side table that I found. It was an Amazon find, and it's got like a tarnished gray silver finish. And I thought that looked really good together and gave me a little bit of shine, a little bit of a different texture. And I've tucked in at the bottom another print, and then greenery, and a little pumpkin up here, another one of those that I really like. And then I have a vintage picture that I bought at a thrift store, just mostly for the frame. The frame is so pretty to me. I really liked it, and then the subject matter is pretty too. It almost has like a European vibe. And I think way in the background, I don't know if you can see it right now, I believe there's water, which is another reason I feel like it's European. So I just used one of the little domes to put in some pumpkins. And then I just tucked in some more of the orange since I was trying to bring that around the room. And on the coffee table, I added some coffee table books, a pumpkin, And then another chalk painting project. As you can tell, I'm a big believer in chalk paint. It's just so simple, and if you mess it up, you can fix it so easily. So I found these bookends with the leaf, and I really like that. There's actually a pair of the other ones in another room. So I didn't like the color. I painted it this beige color. It's probably the same beige that was on the chairs. And then I took a gray and I just dry brushed it. And by dry brushing on top of the chalk paint, I got all this texture and distressing without really no effort at all. Just very little paint on my paintbrush. And it turns out so pretty. That was super simple. And then I've just got a pumpkin tucked in there. The plaid blanket is from Target this year. I was trying to find one that would pull in the green to go along with everything else. I'm gonna pan towards the kitchen now. The kitchen's not perfectly staged right now. There's probably some stuff sitting around. I had it cleaned up, but real life, it never does last long perfectly clean like that. Not real bad, and thankfully Bill's not real bad. We're not real bad to sit things on the counter. Like, we try to keep everything in a place. I like for it to stay relatively clean. Don't like a lot of clutter. It does start feeling once all the Christmas is in here and it gets really fluffy and full. And I like that for a while, and then I like to bring it back down a notch. So this is probably about as fall as it's gonna get right now, because I'm already planning. My Halloween's already drug out, and I'm looking at it to see maybe I need to do like a Halloween haul, since I did not manage to get the fall haul accomplished like I had hoped. Time just got away with me. And this arrangement right here was super simple. This container I got at the dollar spot at Target several years ago. I liked it not only because it's the olive basket, whatever you would call it. It also had copper on it, and really only use copper mostly in the fall, but you could use it anytime you want. That's just my thing. So I tucked these little orange balls in. This came from Hobby Lobby. I think these might have come from Walmart a few years ago, maybe just last year. But anyway, the sticks, the twigs, are from my birch tree. And so they're just tucked in there. And since birch trees are super messy, they're beautiful trees. It's one of my favorite trees that we have. And we've had it for a while. So we planted it around the time Dawson was born. And so it is great for me to use for decorating. I've got several Halloween projects using some of the twigs lined up. I've made a witch's broom using the twigs. Maybe I should do a video about how I did that, because that was super, super easy and fun. So that's how that arrangement turned out. So in it, I really didn't even put anything in there. I just tucked it all straight down because it's tight enough in there that it's not moving around. If it wasn't, then you could use the same trick I mentioned in my kitchen video, where you put a smaller container in there and kind of hold it in place, or you could always use the floral foam. But I do not do that if it's something that I'm not sure that I'm going to leave in one spot, and I don't, because I decorate for each season, and you know, these colors are going to come out, other things are going to come in. Even these cream ones would not be here all year. They would be here much of the year, but not all year. I would swap that out for something with probably more greenery. So yeah, that's the way it turned out. Maybe the love bugs are dying down today, so then I can take you outside and show you what's going on out there, because right now it is a hot mess. If I go outside, I can't show it to you. I hope you enjoyed this. I would love for you guys to subscribe. Also hit the little bell so you get notifications. And you know, we've got lots of good things left in store for us for Halloween and Christmas. So if you're one of those people that enjoy videos like this, be sure and do that. And I hope to see you again real soon. Bye everybody. Happy fall decorating.